Champagne could cast for them.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, because you can like kind of see the game going on. There we go. So,
Alright, hello and welcome. 45 seconds into this match here. We'll go into music here in a second. As the music fades out, introduce this match here. Team PUBG on the blue side versus eGirlFanboys, our team favorites here at the AFKgAUN Favorite Lounge. Sort of hosted by Aether United in partnership with AFKgAUN. My name is Shoes. I'm going to be doing the play-by-play casting for probably the evening, probably the next few matches at least. And I'm joined by Bane898.
Doing the color casting today. So let's jump into pick ban real quick. Let's talk about the champions that we're seeing on the Rift today. We got the Swain top lane against the Kennen. There's not a lot of picks that we've seen lately ever since Kennen's nerf kind of got put through. It's curious if we're going to be seeing an AP or an AD Kennen. Not too sure which one's stronger right now.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a bit risky for them to run with a full AP cannon because they've already got the Cho'Gath caster as well. They're already running a pretty magic-heavy team so far on the red side, so curious to see what cannon's going to go. Of course, like you were saying, the on-hit cannon build that was popular a few patches ago has been nerfed pretty substantially, so probably won't be the split-pushing on-hit cannon that we've seen in the past.
And then jumping into the jungle matchup, you have champions like the Cho'Gath, which has been very popular for a long time. Of course, the change to how Gargoyle's Stoneblade works with the ult.
Here. Kitsuo on the jungle. Graves coming in. Echo coming in for the flash. Burned on Tapmaster, and first one picked up over to Kitsuo on PUBG.
Yeah, something that eGirls is not respecting is how easily Cho'Gath can get bullied in the early game. Definitely a strong scaling champion, but they drafted a strong scaling mid and jungle, so it's curious if they're going to be able to survive this early game.
And it is curious as well, you know, we haven't seen too much of Graves really in recent patches. He was a fairly strong must-have jungler earlier on in the season, and now we haven't seen so much of him. And curious to see his early game presence being able to take down the Cho'Gath, who's argued to be pretty strong currently still by some.
Yeah, I think with the
continuing the pressure, the smoke screen going down on Qatar, but Kennen lands a nice stun with the Shuriken, the lightning rush as well, but the flash burn from Qatar didn't want to take the pop from the second proc of that end of the line from Graves on Kitsuo.
Yeah, really impressive from the Graves. They threw 5 bans at his jungle picks, and he still managed to come out and have a huge effect in this early game.
Yeah, something we didn't really get to talk about much during the pick ban phases, that we saw a lot of targeted bans against the jungler for PUBG here. And as we just said, still managed to find a strong early game pick, already burned a flash on the top lane and picked up first blood for himself and the team. So curious to see how this blue team's going to continue that momentum against the eGirlFanboys.
Yeah, looks like so far, flash blown by the Lulu. That was a little random. Might have just been an issue with Misty.
Nicely timed stun from Onistar.
Yeah, it looks like so far the trades are going in favor of the Echo, but CS is definitely Wonder Ginger all the way. And they got to be careful. If Kassadin gets too much of a lead early, he's very difficult to shut down. They don't have a lot of hard CC, or any hard CC really for him. If he can jump into the back line, he can wreak havoc.
Yeah, this is something we've seen out of eGirlFanboys in the past as well, at least the last time that I was here. We've seen him pop off on that casting before, passively getting stacks on that Dark Seal. And then by 20, 25 minutes in, he's, roaming around the map and making pressure happen for his team. So eGirlFanboys are definitely used to playing around all their games around this scavenger. But curious to see if he keeps getting pressured by the Graves or not.
Yeah, it looks like Cho'Gath is setting up a lot of wards on the bot side, keeping him protected there, allowing him to play up. Graves is just farming out his Krug. Maybe looking for a bot lane gank in the future.
Speaking of this bot lane matchup, we do have two of the sort of essential wind speaker Ardent Sensor supports, both running coin, both most likely rushing for that Ardent Sensor as a first item, of course.
Yeah, and two hyper carries as well. Sivir and Xayah both scaling really well into the mid and late game once they have some crit. Gonna have to see if the spell shields can really outmaneuver the, I believe it's the Blade Caller. What is the Xayah E called?
I regret to have never played Xayah, so I have no idea. But Kitswell coming in with the gank on the bot lane. Yoo-Hoo Maniac on the run, but he doesn't have the flash because Lulu burned the flash already by mistake. Can she get away? Clive Gildart's going to block the line of sight shots coming out for the buck shots from Kitswell. Tapmaster coming in. The exhaust is burned from Hey Jojo. Trying to clean this one up on Kitswell. Clive Gildart does pick up the first kill here in the bottom lane. Hey Jojo on the run now. The Boomerang Blade coming through, cutting up. And the Rupture is going to miss the flash burn from Hey Jojo as well, just to be extra careful. And a 1-for-0 trade in favor of the eGirlFanboys.
Yeah, getting those kills on the Sivir early. Looks like e-girls are definitely surviving the strong early game that was coming out of PUBG.
With a 20 CS lead to boot as well, so Sivir going back to base now, picking up that BF sword nice and early. Xayah, on the other hand, only rocking the Caulfield Warhammer, so looks like we're looking for an Essence Reaver rush from the Xayah, but we don't have that BF sword to back up that damage. We do have a little bit of CDR, though, to back up the spells and the Feather Pull from Xayah in these fights as well, so maybe some more frequent routes. And we do have a pause, so a little bit of technical issues of some sort.
Yeah, if this Lulu can beat Janna to the Ardent Sensor, I think that would spell doom for the early game of PUBG. I think the trading power of Sivir with the Lulu shields is just too strong to give up. It's going to have to see if they can bring more jungle and mid pressure down. Both mid laners, very strong roamers. So we'll have to see who makes the first move.
As of right now, anyway, it does look like Lulu's going to get to that Ardent Sensor first. She's already got the Forbidden Idol finish. She does have the Amp Tome. But she is still sitting on the starting Ancient Coin. She has not upgraded that to Nomad's Medallion yet. Janna, on the other hand, over on the blue side, does have Nomad's Medallion, is picking up some boots. She might be able to roam around the map and pick up a couple extra assists as well, depending on how these next couple trades and fights go. And from that, Janna may or may not catch up or even surpass the Lulu in gold despite this clear lead. So curious to see how the support economy goes right now. Supports actually do generate quite a bit of gold right now with the Ancient Coin, and especially with the shielding supports, they can tend to be able to pick up assists fairly easily.
It's like so far about a 1k gold lead out of the eGirlFanboys, probably off of the back of those CS leads that are in the mid and AD carry position. They're just good laning overall. We'll have to see if those gold leads make a big difference at upcoming Dragon Rift Herald fights.
Yeah, it's curious that the early aggression so far has been primarily focused on Tapmaster on this Cho'Gath, and it has set him a bit behind, but his laners are all holding their own so well right now that Kitswell on this Graves hasn't really translated that early aggression and that first blood early lead into much in the few minutes passing, but we have an early dive appearing on the top lane. Kendall with the lightning maelstrom locks down this way and takes him down in a 1v2, and Graves might follow as well with a tower shot. A double kill by himself for Qatar, surviving the dive. Well, not surviving, but cleaning up the dive at least.
Definitely an outplay there. They didn't really respect the burst damage that he could come out with, and just too much, taking too many tower shots during his stun. Should have been ready on the flash, but Swain dies with both summers and tap.
And that is a nice, fast proto belt finish for Kennen as well, which is going to prove to be nasty back up at the top lane. So it looks like we are looking at a full AP Kennen, possibly a bit of a tankier AP Kennen, so we might be seeing an Hourglass here in the future so he can sit in the middle with that ultimate on and survive. Swain working on that essential Rod of Ages that he's going to need, but he's now down a solid 7 CS and hurting after the failed 2v1 dive. That is a bit of a, I mean, in this meta, you know, we hear about a lot about the sort of tank jumper meta and these easy dives thanks to these big beefy tanks. Graves doesn't really fit that description, so it was a very curious decision to see a Swain Graves tower dive against a top lane mage that can lock them both down with an ultimate, as we just saw.
Now we do have both TPs available for both teams.
It looks like we're continuing the top lane aggression. Looks like Kitsuo not happy about giving that gold over to Qatar. Tapmaster was in the area for the counter gank. He's now heading his way back down to mid as well. When he start looking for the aggression, Wonder Ginger Rift walking in.
Not too much coming out of it yet. Both trying to finish the Rod of Ages on the Kassadin, but once he finishes that and he starts looking for roams with the TP, top lane focus, looks like they're going to go for that first tower.
Really tower push and focus up here. Qatar does have Lightning Maelstrom available once again and the Proto Belt, so he may be able to clear the wave just well enough and possibly even fight again the 2v1. And it looks like the top laners don't want to take that risk right now on the blue side. They're going to back off for the time being.
But for that presence in the top lane, Cho'Gath is on the dragon right now. And with Smite Consume, makes it pretty difficult to steal that one away. So it looks like this is definitely going to go the way of the eGirlFanboys.
Exactly. We move there to back him up as well, just to mitigate some of that damage from the dragon in case Graves or Echo do happen to roam down and show up. As we were saying, the early aggression from Kitsuo on Graves not really translating into much in the minutes following against Tapmaster here. He's still supporting his team, showed up to back up the fight in bottom lane earlier, and picking up the dragon as well, picking up the first objective for his team, setting eGirlFanboys at a comfortable 2,000 gold lead. Meanwhile, fight up at the top lane happening off camera. Qatar with the Lightning Maelstrom. He does get ulted, and end of the line hits him as well. Kitsuo does take him down with that red buff damage as well. That looks like, I think Swain had a red buff. Looks like Kennen was hit by a red buff somewhere. So yeah, Kennen falling, fortunately, to that 2v1, the late cleanup from Kitsuo. And the first tower as well, getting translated, so.
Yeah, definitely a good way to come back for PUBG. After losing that dragon, they keep the presence up in the top lane. They're trying to force down Qatar. It was unfortunate that they gave over the 2 kills early, but they've done really good work to shut him down since then. But this bot lane is still feeling a lot of pressure. He's down 40 CS now. And the item leads are going to come in big here after this back. I think this is a finished Essence Reaver for the Sivir.
Yeah, the CS difference doesn't look good. The nice 3 kills and the first tower and the first blood gold as well for PUBG is keeping them fairly close, only about 500 gold behind now. But 115 to 64 CS in the bot lane, 110 to 80 in the mid lane, and even top lane now, 98 to 86, despite all of this pressure. eGirlFanboys showing that despite this early aggression, they are more than fine with farming up for a potential late game victory.
Yeah, and considering how well they all scale too, it's definitely something that I'd be a little worried about on the side of PUBG. Sivir can hit the front line and the back line all at once with the W. Janna can keep the Kassadin off for a little bit, but once that dive starts and Cho'Gath runs in with Righteous Glory, it's really hard to keep your AD carry alive.
Clive Gildart's on that Sivir, already rocking a comfortable Essence Reaver boots and dagger to boot compared to Zaya's measly BF sword and Caulfield Warhammer. So.
And the Ardent Sensors all done on the Lulu too. I don't think it's possible to fight in that bot lane anymore without multiple TPs.
Bot lane currently. Qatar roaming around, having lost his top lane for the time being, looking for a new home.
Yeah, it looks like PUBG is very comfortable playing around their
Chrono Break
strengths.
bursted from Oni Star, trying to get out of Wonder Ginger. Starting to pop up on the cast, and now did finish the Rod of Ages prior to Echo's first main item, sitting only on the Blasting Wand so far.
Looks like it's turning back into a farm game in the bot lane, while Graves just maintains a presence top lane. They're just playing around the one lane that they feel they can really punish. I suppose until TPs are up and they can try to make something happen bot lane. But if there aren't some rotations soon, we could see a tier 2 tower going down. Either that or a Rift Herald. Well, and here's a Rift Herald started up by PUBG.
Could be a nice way for PUBG to continue this pressure up in the top lane and possibly try to force the Sivir Lulu duo to roam up to mid and get back off to the bot lane. But we have a gank happening in the mid lane. Oni Star silence, locked down. The Nom comes through the feast for Tapmaster, getting himself a nice vengeful kill after the early death near the mid lane. But Rift Herald is picked up for the blue team. Qatar going in, the Lightning Rush, the Lightning Maelstrom goes down, locks down the top laner and the jungler for PUBG, and he gets bursted down. Wonder Ginger picks up a kill on the Swain and gets out with a sliver of health as Qatar picks up a second kill in that fight there.
I think definitely worth for the eGirlFanboys there, picking up 3 kills for a Rift Herald. Let's just see what kind of objectives they can get on the map now with those death timers. Of course, double TP is available.
Yeah, that is going to give Qatar a nice little bit of time to pressure that top lane, push that back into the tower. He might be able to back and buy some items. Exhaust burn on Clive Guild Darts. Scared of a potential tower dive here. Again, this Lulu Sivir is a scary threat. I mean, again, we talk about having tanks be able to tower dive, but when you have a Sivir with a spell shield, with Essence Reaver finished to Xayah with no finished item yet, and Lulu with the Ardent Sensor finished already, that is they can potentially dive that just 2v2. They have the power to take down Xayah and or Janna in a few seconds.
Yeah, level 6 on Xayah now, but if Sivir times that spell shield correctly, they're clearing out the wards. Wouldn't surprise me if they tried to roam Kassadin and Cho'Gath down and really force down that turret before Dragon. Looks like it's going to be an Infernal Dragon next. And if we're talking about late game team fights, eGirlFanboys definitely wants to get that, especially to continue stacking on Cho'Gath and just get him into that late game unkillable monster that he is.
17 minutes into the game now, 30 seconds until this Infernal Dragon spawns, and all summoners available for the red team, eGirlFanboys here. Almost all summoners available for PUBG as well. The exhaust missing on Janna, who is hurting right now. We have a bit of a fight picking off here. The Sivir
all
ultimate
TPs
pops.
being burned.
Get out of the way. And here comes Kennen with the teleporter. Lightning Maelstrom locking everybody down. The Protobell popped as well. That is a nasty combo. The Rupture landing after Xayah flashes. And Yusu goes down. 2 for 0 so far in favor of eGirlFanboys. Blue team forced to back off once again. This may be a bottom tower for eGirlFanboys, and that's got to be a secure dragon as well.
Yeah, it looks like the Echo is able to cancel Kassadin's teleport, but I'm not sure if that was correct decision in the end or if he needed to get down there himself.
Wonder Ginger probably fine with that. He's like, okay, fine, I'm going to keep pressuring you and pulling you out of CS in the mid lane here. I've got 4 stacks on this Dark Seal. I've got a Sheen finish now. Got my cooldown boost. I'm going to be rift walking all over your face. And you can't farm. Have fun. Echo rocking the
Frostwing
claim
claim
as the first completed item. A bit of an interesting choice, but it is going to work. Kitsuo forced to pop that Edge of Knights, I believe is that called?
Which one?
The shield. Forgive me, I don't play Assassins. I don't know that item. Graves is. Oh, is that? Oh, is that the Hexdrinker?
Hexdrinker.
Oh, it's got a new.
Yeah.
It's got a new graphic that I didn't know about. Never mind. So.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be
popped on
finishing his Ma off pretty quickly into the multi-AP comp. That makes a lot of sense. Though QSS might be a good option as well with all the stuns that are able to come out of this eGirlFanboy team. Looks like Xayah's finally going to get a little bit of time to farm.
Yeah, Xayah's got the Essence Reaver finished now at least. Janna finally finishing the Ardent Sensor as well. Meanwhile, Lulu with a comfy Moby boost to start roaming around. Xayah with a Sivir with a Zeal already finished as well, and Berserker Dreams. So
Yeah, at this point, eGirlFanboys might look to just have Lulu roaming with all the top lane pressure, Tara walking through a pink ward, and Sivir being able to clear waves so safely. I think it would be beneficial. Ooh.
Rift Herald burned far
In
back
the
in the
mid
mid lane. Probably was afraid of the timer running out on that. So gonna wander his way down into Wonder Ginger's lane here.
eGirlFanboys
Awkward
do
little
have
tower dive
3
aggression. Hey Jojo force pop the monsoon here. Clive Gildart's still putting on the aggression, gonna walk out of the tower for the time being. And turning back a little bit of damage, but here comes Kitswell once again on those Graves. The challenge spike goes down. Lots of damage, but there's the wild growth from Lulu to keep Clive alive. But Graves is massive right now. Fires the buckshot. Does he have the ultimate? He does, but Yuhumania barely survives thanks to that shield.
And I wonder if they're going to be able to finish off that turret right now and equalize the turret score. Or not equalize, take the lead. Still no turrets being taken on the side of eGirlFanboys yet. Graves is picking up a lot of passive gold from the turrets, the Herald. So just all the gold seems to be stacked up on him right now.
Exactly. It does seem like PUBG are focusing heavily on this Graves being their primary carry for the time being, unless they can somehow get Xayah rolling off. Echo going with a bit more of a utility build with the Frost Queen's Claim at the start, not going full assassin right off the bat. Swain, of course, being more of a spell vamping, healing, mage tank frontliner thing. Very, kind of unique role that he fills. So looks like Graves is their primary carry right now. Their primary win condition is to support him and keep him alive.
With all this top lane pressure, makes me wonder if they're going to try and transition into Baron with Smite and Feast available. It is definitely easy to take at 20 minutes. But they're backing off for now.
Lichbane finish now for Wonder Ginger on Castanen. As mentioned earlier, we've seen Wonder Ginger on this Castanen before. Pop off, sit by, calmly farm, not much pressure is paying attention to him, and then he gets his items finished, and it's too late for the enemy team to do anything about it. So,
yeah, I really have to wonder if they have any way to keep this Cassidy off Xayah, or even the Swain. I think Swain can get burst down very easily by a Cassidy Cho'Gath dive.
Speaking of that dive, Kennen with the Hourglass finish as well. Now, we're most likely going to see some bloody action here in just a few moments. Swain not quite joining up yet. They have an opportunity for a 5v4, but they want to play it safe and know where the Swain and the Graves are at, especially.
I'm not sure if it's possible for eGirlFanboys to siege this turret. You have easy wave clear with Xayah and Echo both. And Cassidy is not known for his wave clearing abilities. It would have to be a full-on dive if they were to have any chance. Or someone getting caught out.
Ginger popping in onto Kitswo now, tanking the front line. He eats the ultimate, but he's still fairly tanky thanks to the shields coming out from Lulu and the rest of his team. Now backing off, the Sivir ultimate burned as well.
And back to the reset. Cassidy going, looks like he's going to try and take that bot lane turret. And I don't believe that PUBG has the kind of reliable engage to really get a lot off of this.
Parallel conversions down from Echo to zone off the tower. The middle tower does fall, and Onistar all ins onto Sivir. The wild growth is popped. 5 going up. But here comes Kennen with a lightning maelstrom, and the Proto Belt jumps into the back line of the blue team. 2 for 1, pardon me. Wonder Ginger falls down 3 for 1 now as eGirls tend to start cleaning this up here. Double kill for Clive Gillis as well. And that's got to be a tower or 2 possibly in the mid lane for the red team.
Fantastic flanks made possible by the deep wards that they had been very rigorously clearing out. And I believe they're just going to turn for Baron.
Yeah, nice, calm, collected play there. They're not getting impatient. They had opportunities to possibly rush a 5 versus 4 dive, as we were talking about a little bit there, but they waited for an opportunity, waited to burn some cooldowns. They even let the blue team come in for a little bit of false sense security and take that mid tower and start to engage, and then come in with the counter engage where they have nowhere left to run. Tear them up with that lightning maelstrom, tear them up with the Cho'Gath ruptures and the chase. Let Sivir clear some kills as well, and then translate that into a nice mid tower and a Baron.
And now that they have a fully unlocked Cassidy halfway through to his Hourglass, and you have a Kennen in the other side lane, they can easily pull off a 1-3-1 after they take this dragon, and I don't think PUBG has a lot of options to defend it.
No, they really don't. Currently getting pressure in all 3 lanes here. Bot lane, meaning in the middle, top lane as well, but mid lane so far pushed in. Echo's struggling to finish anything. Really looks like he's heading into a possible death cap next. It's hard to see, just go for a straight AP build here with the Frost Queen utility as well.
Let's see, Sivir done with the static shiv and a BF sword to boot. Full item up on this Zaya now, and they're just pressuring bot lane. TPs are not available right now, but Echo and Swain do. If they can make a play in this bot lane.
AFKgAUN getting a lot of damage there, forced to jump out. Ginger almost one-shotting her and forcing her off this tower. That's a bot inner tower taken up for the red team here. Complete and total map dominance in the bottom half of the map. Top lane pushing in for PUBG, but nobody up there to force that tower, so that should be defended. eGirlFanboys aren't even concerned with it. They're going to keep pushing the mid lane.
And PUBG needs to be able to play around these double TP advantages that they have right now and try to get side lane pressure back. But they take turrets, eGirlFanboys takes these turrets so quickly, they can't leave them undefended even for a second.
Yeah, I know the stereotype.
Bot lane slowly pushing in, but it looks like they're just setting up the siege once again.
Curious to see that they're, I mean, as we said, the red team, the blue team is lacking a card control. He's taking a lot of damage, forced to ultimate to get out of the rupture. Hit him with the lightning maelstrom, but he does get rooted. Not able to completely follow that up, but they do secure the tower.
And it looks like the call is made to rotate through the top side. Ward's going down through blue side jungle, but likely to be a reset right now. So burning that cooldown did buy them some time. Let's see, no major objectives on the map for another few minutes. Looks like the call is made to dive towards top lane.
Yeah, as you pointed out earlier with the blue team, they really don't have a lot of hard crowd control or solid form of initiation as far as a way to lock down somebody on the red team. So you keep seeing them desperately reaching for these never moves from Swain to try to get a pick off, but that's just such a long ability. It's much better used as a follow-up piece of crowd control, or even as a counter engage as the team engages on you. But trying to use it as your initial piece of crowd control is extremely difficult and wishful thinking, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the one chance that PUBG has here is getting some deep wards available and using Echo's Frost Queens to set up a strong engage with follow-up from the Swain and Graves. But I don't think they have a lot of options besides that. Cho'Gath finishing up his Locket and the Gargoyle Stone Plate, so he's going to be quite difficult to punch through. And the Hourglass finished on the Cassidy as well. Big items coming through for all of you girls.
Tapmaster basically unkillable right now. Qatar on Kennen as well. He has the Hourglass. Hasn't even had to use it so far. And as we mentioned, one of the things now with the Hourglass as well. Now also unkillable and an assassin. Possible top lane bush bait here. Some unique strategy coming out. Swain trying to bait this out with the farm. We see eGirlFanboys starting to collapse. Ginger split pushing in the bottom lane. Has teleport available though if things go awry.
They should see him here on the ward.
May want to be careful. Now they've found him. Kennen just rushes in with the lightning maelstrom. Doesn't even let him get out. Hey, Jojo almost taken down from Kennen alone with that proto belt. A very squishy Janna player indeed. AFKgAUN taking a lot of damage as well, almost a quarter of her health from one Kennen Shuriken. There's the Never Moon. It does find Cho'Gath, but again, it's not enough to follow up on.
And if you look over to the bot side of the map, Cassidy is in the base right now.
Yeah, one of Ginger wreaking havoc down in the bot lane, shutting down Only Star once again. Echo dead for 33 seconds.
And that's just the strange item builds by the Echo.
Yeah, that is a death cap finish. That is a glass cannon Frost Queen's claim death cap build. very curious. I would say Protobelt is built on maybe 95% of Echo players, so that is conspicuous by its absence. But
TP by Wonder Ginger, looking to finish off the turret and just maybe cement an inhib. Dragon and Baron up in about a minute and a half each.
Are coming in, trying to dish out some damage, but the mobile eGirlFanboys hopping out over the wall, taking towers along the way.
Yeah, the tank line of simply just a Cho'Gath with Lulu shields. Too much for the full damage Graves to jump through. And with so much of the gold from PUBG focused on him, they just don't have any other options when it comes to their damage. Xayah is still a full item behind. Finally just finished up the Runin's Hurricane. And the Hourglass coming in for the Swain. See if he can survive fights a little bit longer with that.
Sivir now picking up a lone Executioner's Calling. Going to be able to spread the Grievous Wounds throughout the entire blue team with the Ricochet procs.
And more importantly, the Infinity Edge is now finished. It's going to be a full damage Sivir coming
288 CS to 155. That is eclipsing. That is, I mean,
Flame
that is,
Horizon achieved.
Yes.
Another early game dragon being taken. Cho'Gath already rotating towards the Baron just to ensure that PUBG doesn't get too much of a vision
Ocean
spawn.
Dragon being taken down. So lots of health and mana regen for the red team here, already roaming across the map and having some extended stays on the map here.
Clearing out all the vision.
Kitsmo in a tight spot right now. Might get collapsed on by Kennen and the E-Girls. Or might be able to come in for a flank, depending on how they choose to start this fight. But Echo nowhere to be found here. Blue buff being taken away once again.
It's like Graves was looking for either a pick or maybe he's trying to get behind for a steal. That seems to be their only option. I don't think they can 5v5 team fight at this point. And E-Girls was just looking to bait, get mid lane pressure, set up the wards, perhaps make a pick to ensure the Baron gets taken clean.
Xayah. Oh, Xayah's hurting. Xayah with the Hurricane finished. I think we mentioned that, but
full item behind still. Full
yeah.
Infinity Edge behind and an Executioner's Calling to boot.
No Last Whisper or Blade of the Rune King to be found to try and tear through the Cho'Gath with the Gargoyles and Bramble Vest.
And there's the call to just jump onto the Baron.
Here's the Baron start.
But with the 1,000 damage feast, I don't think Graves has a chance
with the
to
seal.
steal
Does
this.
he do it? Ooh, early lightning Maelstrom.
And a flash.
Slicing Maelstrom popped from Kennen to try to lock down the Graves if he jumped in. Red team so far ahead, willing to burn a massive ultimate like that just in case.
And his flash burn to try and get over the wall. Failed flash there, but don't think it's going to matter much in the end. They're going to do a quick reset, and it looks like they're going to jump down through the mid lane. That's where they're all grouping up. Final items coming through. You have a Void Staff on the Kassadin, fully activated late game, 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. And the Last Whisper finish, the Mortal Reminder finish. Nerf those Janna heals. Looks like we're
going for the Locket, which is a bit curious. We don't see Locket too much on these utility supports, but it is increased by Windspeaker's Blessing and the increased healing passive on Arctic Sensor as well. So
wow, this Kassadin keeps on going in for
so
the
very
trades.
squishy. The blue team getting passively taken out by just random damage being flung about, and here comes the red team onslaught here.
Wow, 3 autos from the Sivir, and it kills nearly 3 members from PUBG. They do lose the Janna, blinking health bars on everybody else. I think it's going to be a real quick in-hit right here.
Starting to crack the base. Down goes the tower in about a second and a half. The inhib to follow as well in similar fashion.
Quick rotation call being made for the bot lane. Decided that with just 1 member down, they couldn't quite force a base just yet. Looking for a pick.
Being cheeky, hanging out over the wall there. Nice rupture. Misses the scream, though. Misses the Pharaoh scream.
Big wave being picked up by Sivir.
Ooh.
Top lane's also pushing in.
1 Kennen Q coming through for a quarter health on Xayah. with the Leandries taken away as well.
Strong wave clear out of PUBG. It's buying them some time.
All right, here comes the parallel convergence. A little shallow on that.
It's curious to me
Never
that
move
they're
coming
not
through once again, not connecting, not finding a target. Blue team simply have no options to start a fight. They might be able to clean one up, but they're backpedaling the entire way through. Like there's just no way for them to start anything.
I don't think it would be the worst call to even have Cassidy or Kennen go to the top lane and push that all the way to turret, really buy some pressure with the double TP. It's curious that they're not making that call.
Move coming through. It does connect with Wonder Ginger. He does go just below half health here, but he jumps in to finish off the tower and gets shielded from the locket by Cho'Gath, the tap master as well.
And the call is made to back and reset. Two members with TP are backing. Looks like everybody else is staying on the map to maintain pressure. Let's see, no more items coming through as of yet. Huge wave for red side at that top lane turret.
I think it's safe to say at this point that PUBG are definitely in a bit of a grim situation.
On the back 2 feet, I believe, at this point.
If we had to replace one champion pick on the blue team, what would it be?
I'd have to say the Swain. The impact that the Kennens had versus the Swain, I think, can't be understated. Even with the Graves camping top lane, Swain has not been able to get enough done. It was mostly off the back of the Graves, who, while it might not have been the best pick, he did play it very, very well. And I think they just need a tank who can actually survive some of the poke and damage coming out of this team, and Swain is not that.
Bottom inhibitor now starting to follow the rupture for the zone. Wonder Ginger pops in and one shot Aisu. Well, 2 shots, but
didn't even have a chance to get the ulti, the flash, or the heal off. And that is the late game Caston that we were warning about early on. Looks like they're not yet going for the end of the game either. They want that perfect 3 inhibitor down.
Playing it nice and safe, cleaning up
Question
all
is,
possible loose ends.
they gonna grab that fifth dragon? Wow. Fifth dragon is available. Elder Dragon, 4-stacked Elder Dragon would make it easy to end the game. Not that it's not easy for them at this point. Another 8 seconds left on Xayah. Cassidy jumps in for another trade.
Throws a heart finish for Cho'Gath as well, showing, the slicing maelstrom from Kennen. Qatar jumps in. The Lulu picks up a kill. Sivir with a double. Cassidy picks up one as well for a good measure. Jumping in as well. Can he pick up Aisu? There's the ultimate, but Qatar is chasing deep. Stunned. Locked down the Pharaoh Scream. The Vorpal Spikes. Cho'Gath picks up the last kill of the game there. 5 for 0. A clean ace. The towers are falling, and the game goes to eGirlFanboys.
Wow, and that just shows you that the strong early game laning phase, they were able to snowball those advantages and just take over the control of the entire map.
Yeah, nice clean game from eGirlFanboys. Fell for a bit of early aggression, but ended the game with a comfortable 19,000 gold lead. Yeah, not a team to panic. Nice, calm and collected despite the early aggression, and showing you the strength of farming and playing for objectives as opposed to chasing around for kills.
And those scorelines say it all. No more than 2 deaths on each member of eGirlFanboys. They were able to play their lane safe while maintaining pressure across all spots. The Graves just couldn't get around it.
And bear in mind, one of those 2 deaths on the Kennen was a
2 for
double
1.
double kill. Yeah, a double kill and a tower dive. Like, I mean, that's, that is an acceptable death. That is okay to die. That is a proud death.
Wonder if we're going to get damage charts on this game. I'd love to see.
Yeah, the graph would be fantastic.
Total damage to champions. Numbers. Yeah, it looks like the Cassidy with 31,000.
Sivir in the 300,000s, of course, with the ricochets bouncing around.
But yeah, Cassidy cleans up most damage. Lots of early game trading. Kept the Echo from roaming. And I think that was a big smart call to make. If the Echo roams and relieves some pressure in the bot lane, that could turn the tide of the game, but they kept their winning lanes in lane, didn't allow them to
hit
switch on.
10,000 gold. Oh dear. Oh.
And with that early nomads too, just not enough kills or assists being picked up. No gold left on the map.
As a support main, I feel that is that's a kick in the teeth.
Of course, this is a double elimination tournament, so we will see if we're gonna get this same kind of rematch. This was semifinals winners bracket, and we will be back for the next match. See you guys in a few. Some of them like really bad, and some of them were really good.
Another one's coming. It's a close game.